Hey guys, it's Sithlore. Wanted to talk about the mantra of evasion. So now we're going to go through the mantras, which are the defining skills for the monk. Now the mantra of evasion increases your dodge chance by 15% for 3 minutes. Now the one thing that I do want to point out is the fact that dodge chance is a mathematical calculation, so it's not one of those things where it's just additive. So right now I have 32.4, so by using this mantra, well, first of all, it grants 15 and then an additional 15, so 30 for 3 seconds, and then the remaining time is going to be the 15% increase. So let's take a look at it. So by increasing it by 30%, it went up to 51%, but the normal 15% increase goes up to 42%. So the way that the math works, I'm not going to go into those details. They're on my website if you want to check them out. But essentially what Blizzard does is, rather than looking at the chance to dodge, they are looking at the chance not to get hit. So let's take out this elite pack. Actually, this is a fairly challenging elite pack. And then we will look at some of the rune choices available to us. So mantras are applicable to pretty much everyone in your party that are within a certain range. And so that's one of the reasons that everyone loves having monks in their party. Not only do a lot of their heals heal allies as well, but the mantras give benefit to those characters. So again, let me just take out this guy. Almost there. And then the very last one. Alright, there we go. So let's go to town, and we will look at hard armor, which is the first rune choice available to the monk. So hard targets, right, increases your armor by 20%. So as you can see, my armor is currently 3040, and I have a damage reduction of 50.3. Well, by using this mantra, my armor goes to 3600, and damage is reduced by 54.6% or 54.7%. So it does make me more defensive. So you get the double defensive boost. The first one is the fact that you have an increased chance of not being hit, but when you are hit, then your damage is reduced. So this is, in my opinion, a very, very strong rune choice, just for those two reasons. So I'm not going to go very much farther, but alright, here's a small pack here. Dodged a bunch of enemies. Let's take out this guy. And once we've taken out the Conjurer, we'll switch things up. Again, a really good rune choice that's available for you. Now, Divine Protection is a little bit like Ignore Pain. It's a very, very strong skill, but, and there's a big but with it, when it actually provides the rune benefit, it's one of those runes that can only be used every 90 seconds, so it's not going to be all that helpful. But when your life is reduced lower than 25%, then for the next 3 seconds, the damage taken is reduced significantly. So let me get this rune choice up. And I was healed by a health globe that I didn't even realize. So let me just let them wail on me.
Injuries are less severe.
And this will. Alright, so this should kick in just a sec. There we go. So, as you can see, it popped up in the bottom right hand corner saying that it had been activated, and any hits for the next couple of seconds would have been reduced significantly. Now, again, it's one of those skills where it's great to have so that it doesn't kill you, but essentially, in my opinion, it's a waste of a rune choice because you're hopefully not going to be utilizing it that much. You have enough other defensive abilities that you can regain your health pretty quickly if you do get down low. So it does serve some purposes, but I'm not a huge fan. So wind through the reeds literally just increases your movement speed. So here's my movement speed without, here's my movement speed with. There's a slight change or a slight increase as a result. And so if you're trying to stack movement speed, this is a good rune choice, but realistically the 8% isn't huge. I'd rather use like fleet-footed or just get items that are going to increase my attack speed. Or sorry, not attack speed, movement speed. This does not increase attack speed, this only increases movement speed. So sure, you can move a little bit faster, but it doesn't grant too many other defensive properties or any other properties in general. So the next mantra, Perseverance, it's too difficult to show, but what it does is it reduces the effects of Jailer, Frozen, Slow, those type of things, any CCs, by 20%. So again, I consider this kind of like wind through the reeds, where nobody ever wants to be jailed. Jailed I don't consider to be that bad of an option because you can still attack. The one that I really don't like is Frozen because you're stunned. And your fair game enemies can just wail on you. But it reduces it by 20%. The CCs are already short enough that I don't find that the 20% has a huge impact. If you can get reduced control and parrying effects on gear, great. I'd never search it out, but it provides a little bit of benefit. So Backlash is the last rune available, and this is the offensive rune, where what it does is if you successfully dodge an attack, and you can see what happened there, by successfully dodging, it lets out a AoE wave, I guess is the best wave, right around you, where it does 42% weapon damage. Now, the 42% weapon damage isn't big, but it's AoE, and it does provide a pretty good boost. So, if you're just looking for that a little bit more, if you have good dexterity, good dodge chance, and you just want increased damage just a little bit, or you're just trying to stack as much DPS as you can possibly get, especially for trash mobs, then this is a good rune choice. Still not as powerful in my opinion as one of the other mantras that we'll get to later if you are looking for just strictly offensive abilities. But at the same time, if you want the additional dodge chance, but you want to also be able to do some additional damage, then this is the best rune choice available for you. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.